day of show, the owner of the show decides to change the entire format. The opening performance changes, mid-performances change, and all of this is happening 30 minutes before air. And I looked at him, I was like, I'm going to be right back. I stepped outside the truck with a panic attack. And I was like, man, how am I going to deliver this?
Today on Creative Hub Talk, we're joined by a seasoned technical director and a show director whose career began just at 18 and quickly evolved inside the intensity of live television. From complex broadcasts to major productions, he's built a reputation for clarity under pressure and precision in the moment. Mikey, welcome to Creative Hub Talk. Oh, they're counting me down. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, I got to start. Okay.
Guess we're live now.
I guess we're live now.
No going back.
What does a countdown mean to you? Like they were just counting me down to get going, right? What does a countdown mean to you?
10 years ago for me,
Yeah.
it would have been a panic.
Panic. Now?
Oh my God, I'm not going back now. Let's have some fun.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now it's really like just have some fun. Ain't no going back. I have a bit of a saying when I'm on headset, as my AD is counting. I usually say, guys, we rehearse, we scream at each other, we make sure everything is perfect. No going back. Have fun. And if we fucked up,
just keep going.
Just keep going. Enjoy it.
You know, I agree with you. For me, the countdown was always a time of, especially right before the show, like tentpole shows, right? Or any show. Mm-hmm. It was that time when, okay, guys, we got 5 seconds, but we got to bring this together. We've talked about it. We've gotten ready. Everyone's here. You know, that 5 seconds to air, those last 10 seconds to air for me are always the longest. I'm like, hey, let's go. We're ready. Let's go.
The anxiety.
But I never realized what a countdown really meant until I started doing this podcast. I'm thinking, well, when can I ask these people? And I think that's going to be my point or my main question is, what does a countdown mean to you, right? Because your whole show is a countdown. Yeah, you're direct, you're going back and forth, but you're waiting in a musical, you're waiting for someone to tell you, this is coming, right?
This is coming, the song is about to end, there's a pyro or something. It's a lot of anxiety for certain people that don't know how to manage it. You feel a lot of anxiety at that moment. Within the last couple of years, I've been very fortunate to work in some big productions where I've learned staying the calmest is usually your best strategy. I've had ADs with 100 notes for one performance to 5 notes for one performance. I usually get more nervous about the 5 notes than the 100 notes. Because in the 5 notes, it's like I gotta make sure I get to it. I gotta make sure I'm ready for it. My cameras are ready for it. That lighting does what they're supposed to do. The special effects does what they're supposed to do. In 100 notes, I trust that you do your part, that I'm trying to do the best with mine, you know?
Exactly.
So that's just a countdown for me. It's just stay calm, have fun, go with it.
Excellent. Excellent. So, you know, you and I don't know if you remember, but you and I have known each other since, I don't know when, the early 2000s.
Yeah, about 2012.
When Tony Diaz Sr., he was a camera guy for us, and he followed focus, best in town, did music, did sports, did everything. His son, Tony Jr., and you would come to Greenwich Studios, and you guys were in a high school?
We were still in high school.
High school broadcasting class.
Just arriving at the school, the teacher introduces me to Tony and Tony Jr., and we just kind of hit it off right off the back. And then we were talking about TV, and he's like, oh yeah, I work for Univision. At the time, I'm like, Univision? What the heck is Univision? You know, you're a kid, you're growing up in school, you're just worried about the game. Well, I knew it as Univision.
Ah, got it.
So that's where my confusion started initially. I was like, a Univision? What the heck is Univision? He's like, Univision, chico. I was like, oh, okay. Univision, yes. I watched Sábado Gigante, Cristina, Despierta América, Gol de la Flaca. We would see all of that with my mom on the couch when I was at home after school and stuff like that. Or in the morning sometimes when we didn't have school. Yeah. We watched Despierta América, which is funny that now sometimes I get to work it. So it's a long history there, but you know, over time of building that relationship with Tony Sr. and Jr., one day he invites me to Greenwich Studio, and I always remember it was Mira Quien Baila, Season 1, Episode 5.
Really?
Yes. That was my first time in Greenwich Studio in a real professional environment of television. It was Minute and Riley season 1.
So going from high school class to this
Had
thing
nothing to do.
must have been.
Oh yeah, it was like walking into Disneyland at that point and just seeing lighting doing the magic, the whole studio crew just moving everything around. Then going into the truck, seeing how the director was doing his shot calling, and then seeing this massive oversized keyboard. At that time for me it was an oversized keyboard. I didn't know what it was. And I was like, man, what is this? And that was the first thing that attracted my attention, the switcher. While Tony Jr.'s first attention, everything was just camera. To me, it was like, okay, camera's cool.
Right.
I like the truck better.
There you go.
And then throughout the remainder of the season for Mira and Baila, we will go every week.
I remember
him. And I was sitting in the truck. Tony Jr. was inside with the cameras. And it was just like, I felt like I was a little fruit fly flying around in the truck, just learning from everybody, picking up their brains and understanding what the heck was I seeing, because I had no clue. Because one thing is high school, you're kind of, pressing a button. Why are you pressing that button?
Right.
You kind of have an idea, but you don't know the full background as to why.
What?
Why are you calling for audio? Why are you calling for this? Why are you calling for that? And then seeing it in Mina and Baila coming together, you're like, oh, they're doing it because of this, or they're doing it because of that. So it was a great eye-opener.
In today's fast-moving media world, execution is everything. 55 Creative Hub is your all-in-one destination for production. Studios, post-production, sonic branding, all under one roof. Create without limits. Visit 55creativehub.com to get started.
So at that young age, you already realized, in school, in your high school, you did your little job, but here you saw the team.
I saw it.
And how the team comes together.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's cool. Yeah, I remember your attitude and your questions were always, what is this? What are we doing? You were really, I don't want to say impressed, but you were really engaged and passionate about it already at that young age.
Yeah.
And I remember saying, this guy's going to do something. And I know Tony Jr., I just assumed because he was already doing camera, he was, at that age, he was doing focus and all that. And it's nice at this age, right, to see where you're at compared to where we started.
Yeah.
And Tony Jr.
also,
where he's at.
Yeah.
Right. He's doing these spider cams for NFL games and all that.
NFL. He's working with a lot of big productions out there in the U.S. market.
Yeah.
He's really gone after what he likes, which is camera. Same way I gone after what I like, which is more control room and technology and storytelling, that type of stuff.
That's right. And it came from way back then.
Yeah, Mira and Baila was a good stepping stone for all of us.
What inspired you to do this besides Mira and Baila? Is it in the family? Do you like TV?
I'm actually the first one in the family that's ever done anything within the media industry. It just had to do, aside from Mira and Baila, it had to do with, it's a very interesting industry to work with because you meet so many unique individuals, not just in Miami, across the world. And I've been very fortunate to meet a lot of very talented folks, both in front and behind cameras. And just seeing how I get to entertain people at home, whether it's informational, music, sports, which I've been very fortunate to work in all three of those areas. Just being such an influence, because at the end of the day, you're influencing a choice.
That's right.
What they watch, whether it's a newscast, how you deliver the news, how you portray all of the facts, because news is very precise. And if you're not precise, you lose credibility. In entertainment, if it's not entertaining, now in social media's age, next is how to keep people engaged in that type of stuff. And then in sports, showing the emotions, showing the moments, showing the key moments, which is what the fans are looking for. And that's just such a satisfaction that I get to deliver that to everybody at home. But obviously seeing others do it initially at the start of my career was the real driving force behind it. Like, man, I want to do that one day.
Excellent. Yep. I agree with you. We've been lucky to work, 55 Creative Hub is part of the Televisa Univision package or company. But what we've been lucky to do is we've been able to do all that under one roof.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe in general market, we do general market shows, but we'd have to bounce around, right? And here we've had the opportunity to do it in one place and be part of the growth of what it is today.
Absolutely. Right? This has actually been my real qualita.
Yeah.
When I was here with Univision for a while, it's over a decade actually, just being exposed to sports, entertainment, news, remote productions. Not many places offer all of that under one roof. So I always say this was my qualita, because now when I go and I do other outside productions with different companies, while they're freaking out about something, it's like, I got this, don't worry, because it's already the preparation that we had. And it's like that famous quote saying, and I don't consider myself this, but it's just the saying, like, a diamond gets formed under pressure, and a good professional gets formed under pressure.
Excellent.
So that's just how I felt that I got exposed here.
Very cool. Very cool. So, you've mentioned a lot of productions you worked on. We'll get a little more detail, but which one stands out?
I got a funny story, actually. It was 2022. I had been called to do my first award show. It's a big show in the Dominican Republic, in Argentina, and a couple other countries in South America. The executive producer, which happens to be also my mentor in directing and everything, called me like, "Hey, I need you to direct this because I got to produce this." I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's go." We got to Dominican Republic. We do our rehearsals. Day of show, the owner of the show decides to change the entire format. The opening performance changes, mid performances change, and the closing changes. And all of this is happening 30 minutes before air.
Love it.
And I just looked at my TD, which is a good friend of mine. He actually works in another TV network as a director now. And I looked at him, I was like, I'm going to be right back. If somebody calls for me, tell them I am solving something. I stepped outside the truck with a panic attack. It was the first real pressure show, and everything just flipped on me. And I was like, man, how am I going to deliver this and not let down the executive producer of the show that also happened to be my mentor? And I was just like, you know what, Mikey? Suck it up. Get in there, you do the best you can with what you know, and you're going to learn something from this.
Excellent.
That's exactly what I did. I went in, I did the show, some stuff came out, other stuff, but it was a good stepping stone into that world of award shows.
That gave you confidence.
Big time.
That's what gave you the
Big
confidence.
time. And dealing with last minute changes like that. Because one thing is changes.
Yeah.
Another thing is changes.
Format changes.
Yeah.
Tell me about the technology. Tell me about the days of Mira Can Baila to where you're at today. Anything change there?
A lot.
Well, what's like the one thing?
We worked on a Sony switcher back then. Now we have the Grass Valley Cayenne, 3rd or 4th generation now, which is an animal of a switcher compared to what the Sony was back then. And Sony's are still good switchers. I'm not dissing them. But what I can do now in a Cayenne does not compare to what I could have done back then when Mira Can Baila was working on a Sony switcher. Because we didn't even have the truck yet, the Univision truck. Yeah. It was a rental from New York. I don't even remember the company's name right now. I think it was All Mobile or something. But I can do so many more stuff. I can control so many more different elements, whether screens or GPIs to different machines, building macros to trigger so many different effects and stuff like this. So much easier.
So the GPIs, the macros, all that. Today we call it AI, automation. Not AI, but automation.
It's if you're working in an automation, it's pulled from all of that.
Yeah.
For example, in news with the Overdrive and with Ross and everything, they're custom controls.
Yeah.
And using Overdrive, you call all of those custom controls or macros through the program, but it still requires some sort of programming to be able to execute.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the technology is just changing every day.
Every day.
So how do you know when you're in the right creative environment? How do you, when you walk in and you go, uh-oh, or do you always walk in and say, hey, let's see what happens?
It's a mixture of both technology and people. I've been in some productions where I get PTCs.
Mm-hmm. What's a PTC?
So it's a pan tilt zoom.
Right.
Or
robotic.
It's a robotic type of camera.
Robotic.
To the box lens cameras. And depending on the nature of the show or the format of the show, I'll be able to tell my producers, hey, I'm going to be able to make you a good show, or you're just going to get basics.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one. And then, like I mentioned, people. I've been very fortunate enough to work with a lot of great executive producers that let me create, that they don't hold me back. The only thing that ever holds any production back, budget. Other than that, you can still use what you have and make something good out of it. And that's how I see that.
What is a non-negotiable for you? Like if you're in a production, you need to have
There's certain key people. Yeah. There are certain key people that need to be around me.
Yep.
Or with me at all times in a production.
Why is that? What is
it? It's one is workflow.
Yeah.
Once you have an established workflow that works, you want to make sure you have those right people around you to continue executing it, because that is one less thing you got to worry about. If not, you're just going to be kind of almost babysitting every little step of the way, and that's not a director's role. In my case, my case is more of storytelling, being the creative in there with the producers and making the show happen.
So what makes a show successful? Is it the people? Is it technology? Is it what is it that makes a show successful?
Good storytelling. That's all it is.
No matter what type of show, whether it's sports, entertainment, or news.
Good storytelling.
Very good.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's all about the storytelling and how you tell it. And each genre just has its own way of doing it.
I always tell my team members, leave your ego at the door. Because it's not about you, it's about the storytelling. Because if the storytelling sucks, we're not going to get called back. That's just how I tell everybody. Just keep it focused on the storytelling.
And teamwork.
Yeah.
Right? Not one person.
No, never.
Yeah.
Never.
Where do you have the most fun? Is it the pre, during, post, waiting for the phone call?
I think it's actually more doing rehearsal.
During rehearsal.
When you're putting that puzzle together and nobody knows what's in my head yet until we start putting it together. Like, what are you trying to do? It's like, just trust. We're going to get it and we're going to put it together. It's going to look nice. And then once we're live, it's just executing what was rehearsed. I have fun at live sometimes. Not sometimes, most of the time, because like, for example, when we did Teleton now in December, it's a great charity event. And I love doing that show because it's for the kids. At the end of the day, it's for the kids. But when we get to the game segments, it's all a joke. But it's a fun time.
Improvised, no?
It's all improvised.
It's all improvised.
I don't like to rehearse games, and I go up to my host behind my producer's back and I tell them, you do whatever you want. And I'm going to follow you. Just make it fun, entertaining, and I'm going to follow you. And they take advantage of it in a good way. They move around and they walk and they entertain. And at the end of the day, I'm laughing like a maniac in the control room. And everybody's like, are you okay? Like, I just can't direct because I'm having so much fun laughing at the jokes. And then eventually I go, wait, Mikey, you got to direct. And then
someone's watching.
Yeah.
Someone wants to see a different camera.
Yeah.
That's cool. And in those positions, in those roles that you have in the show, what's been the most challenging?
The most challenging.
Was it the Santo Domingo one? Was that the most challenging?
That was one of the most challenging ones for sure.
Yeah.
Actually, when we did that same year in 2022, we did Univisionarios. In Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
That was a challenging one because it was a first time show, first time anyone seen that type of format on Univision's air. So it's just putting it together, understanding what the storytelling is, understanding what the executive producer wanted to throw out to the audience. It was a challenge. It was really challenging because it's brand new. There was a lot of questions. There was a lot of confusion at the start. And then eventually it all came together. There was a lot of lessons learned from that show.
I was about to ask you, were you pleased with the way the show came out?
Yeah. Overall, for being the first time that I'm putting together an award show like that, yes. And would I have done a bunch of different things differently now with the experience I have? Absolutely. Yeah.
And where do you want to go with your career? Are you want to direct? You want to finance a show, an event?
No, I like directing a lot because it gives me a voice in storytelling. It gives me the opportunity to showcase at home what people are going to see. But at some point, I want to try to grow into the creative producing of it. Try to create more of the concepts, the creatives you see on the screens, and some sort of segment producing. I don't like the executive producing because props to them, that's a big role. And I was like, no, I'll stick to directing some creative and I'll call it a day.
And what genre? Are you talking sports? You talking
Entertainment. I like entertainment. And I like sports too, but entertainment is my big pull there.
Drama?
No, music.
Musical.
Yeah.
Musical. Award shows, music videos, concerts.
Stuff. Yeah.
Concerts. Cool. Where do you see the future of television? What are we doing?
It's production
television.
Production is not stopping ever. People is always looking for entertainment. There's always going to be some sort of production. Now, are we going to see long format award shows, 3 hours long? No. Are they going to disappear? Absolutely not. There's always going to be some sort of award show. Maybe you don't get 3 hours, maybe you get 90 minutes. And you just kind of condense the awardings, the performances. Maybe you don't get 17 performances, maybe you get 5. So it's gonna change a lot in that sense. Streaming is obviously the way to go. People on their phone the whole time, on their iPads. They don't sit down waiting for a specific time. They watch it whenever they want.
Content is still king.
Yeah. Content is still king no matter what. And that's not going to change in the next 10 years.
Yeah. How do you stay motivated? What keeps you going? You finished a project. Yeah. You're dead. You were there for 2 weeks or 3 months.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, what am I doing?
I think in every project, it just comes down to, I got to show the world that I can direct something cool. That's my motivation. Whether it happens or not. But it's just that's the thing. It's like showing the world I can do something cool.
Tell me about your experience when you went to Eurovision.
Oh, man. That was like going to Disneyland for sure. I was very fortunate in 2024 to go to Malmo, Sweden, to see the Eurovision Song Contest over there.
That's a big show.
It's close in terms of ratings. It's close enough to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's probably the number 3 event globally.
Yeah.
After Super Bowl. It's about 160 million to 190 million, depending that year what the ratings were and everything. But just seeing how 26 different countries compete for the grand prize, which is to host that competition the following year. But seeing 26 different delegations, 26 different teams, 26 different lighting consultants, 26 different directing consulting, 26 different, you name it. Seeing the technology behind, they have redundancy for everything from fiber transmissions to trucks, to cameras, to lighting, to generators, you name it. They have a redundancy for everything. Seeing how everything gets triggered through camera scripting tools, the GPIs that they're using to control the massive rigs that they have for lighting. It was so impressive to see all of that. And then those people spent 40 days on site to build, rehearse, and then do the shows. Because they do 3 shows. They do 2 semifinals and a final. And just seeing how that team they're like an organ that does not fail. They know what they got to do, when they need to be there. The director doesn't have to stress out about, bro, you got to be here. No, it's like, I know I got to be here and I'm going to be here for you. So when you say take 3, it's there. So that was really impressive seeing that.
Is that where you were introduced to QPilot, or were you introduced to QPilot before that? Because we
were already using QPilot before.
We were already using it.
Yeah.
Do you still use it today?
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely a tool in my arsenal for sure. In fact, in when we did the New Year's musicals in Disneyland for Feliz 2026, we didn't use QPilot to cut the musicals, but I used it to design the cuts so that I can show the artists like, hey, at certain moments I want you to do certain things, and this is why. And I would show them my computer that has the timeline with their choreography, and they will have a better understanding what I was trying to achieve.
So the tool helps you create
the vision of what I'm trying to achieve. Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in 5-10 years? You're 33?
32. 33, yeah.
So you're 32, 33. Where do you see yourself in 5-10 years?
Oh man, I it sounds kind of cliche now that we just spoke about Eurovision, but doing something at that scale, working in an event of that scale where you can bring so many different cultures and countries and people just together to create a memorable experience for everyone, and just do music. People love music. It brings people together. You cry together, you laugh together. So it's music has a very special thing in my life,
Cool.
and that's what I want to try to get to one day.
So you mentioned one of your mentors. Are you mentoring anyone now? Are you
At the
passing it
moment.
forward?
I had actually Adrian
Yeah.
was a little trainee of mine with the Switcher.
Yeah.
When Enamorándonos, I think it was like season 2, season 3,
Yeah.
he came in, he studied TD, but he didn't know the Switcher.
Mm.
And he wasn't a full-blown TD completely, but he was Mikey. I want to learn.
Mhm.
And at the time I was production manager in sports, so we were in the same building and everything. I was like, I got you, bro.
Mhm.
And it was just every day I would go in and be like, hey, you need to do this, and this is how this works. And then helping him understand a Switcher that he didn't know. He was like, bro, I never worked in a Grass Valley. What is this? Like, I got you, bro.
Mhm.
So, and then eventually he used all of that knowledge and he went to Telemundo as a TD full-time there, and it helped him tremendously. Even though it was a different Switcher, but just the experience of being in the Enamorándonos, toggling the different requests that they had every day, helped him become a great TD.
Tell me about that feeling.
Oh, it was great. It felt so good to help someone, because it's not even about getting credits. I don't care about credits. I care that someone is now making it in the industry, and that is such like a reward itself. It's like, man, I'm glad I was able to at least do that little push. The rest is on you. I could give you all the tools in the world, but if you don't, take it and run with it, you're not going to go far.
You can open the door. They got to walk through the door.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. But what a great feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
a
amazing.
great feeling.
It's amazing.
It really is. So what do you tell the younger generations? What do you tell these kids that are coming up that are communications or film school or TV school, whatever it's called today? What do you tell them?
Don't lose that passion. That passion to film, to create, man, and to break technology and make something out of it. I was always great at breaking stuff. Shout out to Mike Martinez who let me do that, because it was great to break technology and learning how to put certain things back together. That taught me so much. But to them, I tell them, 1, don't lose your passion. 2, keep knocking on doors. 3, this industry is really hard to get into, but one day you're going to get into it. Just keep going, keep asking the right questions, keep meeting people, keep networking. Go to different types of events if you can. Like, I love going to NAB. And then last year I actually had the first time to go to IBC in Europe, which was amazing too. Mm-hmm. Go to those types of events because you're going to learn technology. You're going to meet different types of people. You're going to understand different formats that are starting to come up, especially with AI. Mm-hmm. There are people creating shows around AI, which is really impressive that now we could do this. But to finish up on the new gens coming up and everything, is like, just keep going. Don't give up. Even when you feel like giving up, just keep going.
I want to thank you for coming in today.
No, thank you.
I wish you the best of luck.
Appreciate it, man.
I can't wait to see your name up there in some world-renowned show up there. I'm proud of you.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. And that brings us to the end of another episode of Creative Hub Talk. Mikey's story is a reminder of what's possible when you stay focused and go after what you want. No matter where you are right now, this could be your beginning. Mike is an example of the next generation of creators, telling stories, making their mark. Thanks for spending part of your day with us. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone on their own creative journey. I'm Bert Delgado, and this has been Creative Hub Talk. Keep creating, and we'll see you on the next one.